close your eyes and imagine that you're out. You and your girlfriend, you and your guy friend, whoever. You're out, you're at a party, you're at a club. We're drinking, we're feeling good. The night's young. She's not ready to go home. My husband comes to pick us up. She wants to come alone. Okay, so we're like, okay, cool. Come on over. She comes over. It's my first time going down on a young lady. I've never been with a woman before. So I was nervous, but I was willing. I was willing to try. This is somebody that I knew. If anything, she could instruct me or show me, the way. So I'm going down. I'm doing well, and I know that I'm doing well because it feels right, it looks right, and her response is letting me know that I'm doing a good job.
Excellent.
Thank you. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Pretty good. I'm good.
time.
I'm good at everything I do. Just saying.
It
It is what it is. Anyway, it was my very first time, so I'm going down. Her response is just incredible. Like I'm like, wow, I think this is easier than I thought.
Better than my responses.
It was spectacular. The one thing I couldn't get past though was the taste. It tasted funny, and the only way that I can describe it is like a copper, like sucking on pennies or nickels or something. I don't know. You have a penny in your mouth, you just taste it, or even if you have pennies in your hand and you accidentally touch your lips, something. It's just that weird
Zinc.
copper.
That
Yeah, it was
zinc taste.
weird, and I didn't know what that meant. I just
Iron.
thought that's what vaginas tasted like. That was my
A lot of
first
iron.
one. A lot of iron.
Iron.
You was a lot. It was tasting like iron. So we wake up in the morning. She stays over. So we're waking up. We're getting dressed. We're getting ready for the day, and we're making the bed. And we did have popsicles before we went to sleep. We had red popsicles before we went to sleep. So we assumed that it was just like a popsicle stain on the covers. It was just little leftover residual popsicles. It was not the popsicle. This young lady was on her menstrual. Her period was on, and I was down there for a long time.
Yeah.
A very
long time.
Very long time.
Wow.
And she never. They don't tell y'all before they don't never say my period's on, don't go, or I'm not interested. Like they just going. You just gotta find out when you get there.
No.
Because that was wet.
No.
That was wet.
See, now,
that was hard.
That was hard.
Like,
So okay, because I was
But that was other people. That's
petrified.
hurt. Like,
I was petrified from that moment forward. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think that I would ever try that again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now
I'm
you got like a
scarred.
new question to ask up front. Like, are you a Gemini? Are you on your period? You know,
Right.
asking all of these questions like up front. Like,
Exactly. But
yeah, that was kind of like the same thing for me, but it was different because my reason for why it was bad was nobody's fault but me.
wait, you're saying that my worst experience is the same thing as
Yeah,
your worst experience?
it's the same day, and it's the
You
same
tell.
person. But so on my end of the stick, I was home alone in bed and playing with the Shiboki, might I say. And while playing with the Shiboki, I completed the mission about 2 times. And that's when I got a call that I needed to pick, my wife up from, I forgot where it is at. And then I heard somebody in the background. They said, it was sound like just having fun. So I said, cool, I picked them up. And they was having fun when I picked them up. And then another young lady that was with her, her was her friend, still a friend, and said that she wanted to come back to the spot with us. So as we driving back, I'm like, I know what it's leading to, but I'm asking my Shiboki, like, is like, you ready? Because if you're not, then it's not gonna work. But this is my first time. This is my opportunity to succeed at what I always wanted to succeed at. And I got there, and I'm like, talking to it, and it's not responding. It's not responding, and I'm like, okay, cool. Nobody got no clothes, or maybe it's because the clothes not off. So I'm like, cool, calm down, Jeff. This is your time. You have to win this championship. And I got there. I got the flow rolling. I was getting it in. Like, I thought I was doing amazing.
I thought you were doing good too.
And then I just started thinking about it. Like, what if you do a bad job? Like, what if you do it? What if you do a bad job? And everything just went south. It just was like flaccid. And they getting it in. And I'm like, okay, I might as well just sit here and watch.
Well, I would have liked if you stopped me
Yeah.
because there was
Because
a
I'm
situation.
sitting there watching, I'm like, goodness, like, you want to trade on me of all times. Damn, like, of all times, the best time it's just, it was to the point that I had to call my brother the next day, my cousin the next day, even my dad the next day, and ask him, like, does this ever happen to y'all? And come to find out, them things happen when you do too much in one day, and, be getting up in age.
Like the pressure though, was it more so
No,
the
it was
pressure?
more. It was the pressure and the ammunition was out. I was out of ammunition. I needed to reload a little bit.
Well,
but
then,
maybe
you just shouldn't use your free time.
But I didn't expect the opportunity to present itself.
You never know.
Yeah, I know now. That was my worst time.
Somebody else got to tell us a story about their worst. We
share
the
Hopefully
same. Well,
not.
the good thing is though, the young lady that was one of her best times. So
Yeah.
there's an upside. There's an upside. But
Y'all
for us,
balancing it out though. For
Yeah,
y'all,
somebody
y'all
wants,
like,
right.
yeah, somebody wants to come back, but we're like,
we good.
we're good.
Enjoy love. We're good.
Now who's next?
We
Who's
can love
on
and
that?
joy.
So for me, like I have the ability to talk about like my worst time with a dude and then also my worst time with a woman.
Okay, great. I want to hear both.
I will tell you both. So my worst time with a dude, like the irony was that he was like an older guy, so I was like, oh, like he knows what he's doing. Both of these stories has to do with a person going down on you. Like it's just awful. But this guy, he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna put it in your life, like what's good? And I'm like, okay, like what's up? And then he starts and I'm just like, no, this is awful. It was like, I don't know, like it was like a dog that had like a paralyzed tongue and it was just like like he's just drooling on me and I'm just like, oh sweet Jesus, no. I was like, okay, stop, just stop, thanks, but no thank you, we're done. So I was just like, I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna go. Like I had to cut the whole night because I couldn't even look him in the face anymore. Like I was just like, I can't look at you anymore, like this is terrible. And he was just like, yeah, like I do this all the time, this is what I do. And I was like, women, we really need to have that conference where we talk about not lying to dudes anymore. Like we really need to talk about this, like, because I was just like, this is basically like a hate crime toward me. Like I feel like this is what's happening.
False advertising.
At a minimum, like at a minimum. So I met this other young woman and, you know, she was talking about how she's a gold star lesbian, like she's never slept with a dude. So she's like, yeah, like it was really, really similar to this guy. And I feel like I should have known. I should have known. Yeah, it's the same, right. Like, so I'm like, and I was nervous to be with her because she was my first time being with a woman. So I was like, okay, like, I don't know. So I go and I'm great. Like, I'm like, hey, okay. So then she's like, it's my turn. So then she starts and I was just like, oh no, this is awful. I was just like, oh, I was like, you know what? I gotta get up early in the morning. Like, you could stop. Like, you could just.
What was she doing wrong?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you that. Like, what constitutes as wrong?
Basically, like, people don't know the difference between your clit and your urethra, right? And if you're starting out at the, like, you can get by touching that entire area, like, once you get started, but not at the very onset. And, like, I guess as we get into talking about our best experiences, what I've noticed is that from my best experience is that it's a slow on-ramp kind of thing. Like in general, I think for women, is a very slow on-ramp, a slow on-put. So trying to start right out by, like, trying to attack someone's clit and, like, vagina, like, it's just not going to work. And also, like, it's not like a dog attacking a water bowl. Like, and that's what, it's just weird, like, lapping kind of thing that some folks do. And it's just like, what are you, please stop. Why are you doing that? I'm just gonna watch Netflix and just
chill.
By myself. You can go. Thank you.
But why not use that as a teachable moment?
Because I wasn't there to teach
like,
nobody. Like I'm the newbie in that or at least in the instance with the young woman. Like I'm.
She was the.
Both of them. It was the same thing, and I was just
okay, I see
like.
what you're saying.
And the body language should be the teacher. Like your body
Right,
tells all.
exactly. Like if you're in tune with what your part, like you can hear when they stop being vocal. Like you should check in and be like, "Is this okay?
Right.
Are you okay? Like, can I do something
Right.
different?" But I think part of that is also like ego as mixed into that, right? So it's just sort of like you don't want to say nothing because you're like, I got this, but then at the same time, it's just sort of like you don't have this. Just ask a question. Give us like 2 minutes to sort of reset, and then you could salvage something from being really bad to being really good, or at the very least decent, right?
Because technically it was
It's
a
a lot of
like
guys,
a teaching experience.
right?
Exactly.
A lot of guys think they're
You stopped
great.
her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who wants to go next? I want to hear Posse.
I mean, I go.
Experience.
Because this is
Get it,
crazy.
get it.
So my profession is, I'm a chef. So, I chef it up real good. Do stuff. So, someone hit me up on social media. So I in the DM. So everybody said it goes down in the DM. It really goes down in the DM. So I had a client. It's like, yo, I need you to cater, this, yada, yada, yada. So, I'm with it. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I said, let's set up a tasting, who this is for. He said it was a private dinner for, him and his significant other.
Okay.
So, all right, fine. So, come and do a tasting, yada, yada, go to the home and, mixing up. He was like, yo, I really enjoy you. I want to book you. Okay. All right, so I get booked for the event. Come over to the house, the day of the event, set up, start cooking, yada, yada, yada. Something about it, like, I'm cooking, but my inbox is going off on Instagram. So, I'm thinking he hit me up and asked me about something. He was like, yo, yada, yada, I want to get it, and, I'm feeling you, stuff like that. So, my weakness is, I like a dark-skinned guy, bald head, full beard, nice body, just like masculine, just give you that swag appeal. So, it's like a real turn-on.
You sound like you like him.
I'm like, you just described it.
That's always been my weakness. Like, boy, it's just like, and it's like the whole swag. So I was like, all right, cool. So once, I was like, all right, he got a girlfriend or whatever. So, I'm thinking I'm coming in and I never done this before.
Right.
But it was the other way around. It was like, all right, let's set something up for another time. So you come over, girlfriend is gone, she out of town, wherever she at. So it's just me and you. So, I'm like, I'm with it. So, I'm being discreet. I'm not going to put your business out on Front Street. Right. That's not me. So come over, the whole place all dark, you got these little candles. I'm like, all right, you're trying to romance somebody. I'm just trying to, get in there. I'm not trying to be with you or nothing. So, my whole thing, I want to do this to you. I want to do that. So, I'm with it. So I'm all pumping. I'm all hype. So I get in, we start going for the, stuff in the room. And, you remember that episode, not the episode, the movie, Waiting to Exhale, when what's her name, when she was messing with the heavyset guy, and he was like, I'm coming. No, it was Whitney Houston in the ball, and he was like, I'm coming, and that happened. I'm like, yo, like 1, 2, and it's like, you done, and I'm sitting here like, what did I just get myself into?
These candles lit.
But it's not even about the candle. It's like you all in the DM talking about you can do this and I can do that and I'm working with this and I'm working with that. But like 1, 2 and you're done. And I'm sitting here like, yo, hold up, like
he probably
what happened? It's like, are you overexcited? Like but how?
That's the problem.
But you hyping yourself up.
It was his desire,
right?
But you hyping yourself up and saying that you can do this and you can do that.
Yeah. They should start suing for stuff like that.
It's just,
or at the very least invoice someone.
Yeah,
Time wasted. Thank you.
You need to do a reference check.
Exactly.
Yeah, background check.
I don't even want to say a background check. The same way how I had a tasting for your event, I should have a tasting prior to the event then to test you out. So if it didn't work going forward, then I'd be like, you know what, I got something to do. I'm booked this day. So I think we should do that.
But I take that as a compliment.
All right, so you next then.
Oh man. See, the thing is, I had a lot of bad experiences. All right, so a bad performance on my behalf. So in college, my then girlfriend was going away to spring break with a girlfriend, so I thought I'd try to hurry up and get my cheat on while she was gone. And I go to the bar, I'm with the girl, we drink and everything, and there's this guy that come in that me and my girl know. So me and him, he talking in with a girl, we having a good conversation or whatever, and he leaves, me and the girl are excited, we're drunk, I'm ready, I'm in the car. Right when I pull up to the girl spot, I get a text message from my girl that says, I hope you enjoyed your drink. I instantly shrivel up. Not just go soft, I like go in hiding. So now I'm in there with the girl and I'm looking around terrified. And the girl just doesn't understand. And she's like telling me like, well, I'm doing everything I can. And when I went so far in hiding, I think she was using her pinky and her thumb trying to get me back. And it just wasn't working. I just was looking down so embarrassed and so scared, my heart beating so fast. And then I just tried to flip it. Like, you know what? You're so gorgeous that I just was so nervous. Like, I just couldn't. And she was looking at me like, well, it's okay. Well, look, we're going to try again. And, it just wasn't working. And I go outside and I get in the car and I call my girl and I'm like, well, why would you say that? She was like, oh no, my friend said that he's seen you sitting in the bar by yourself drinking and stuff. And I'm like, oh man. And I ruined it.
You ruined it.
And I ruined it. I could have had it. But then I was scared.
Yeah,
I was terrified.
For her.
Yeah.
She prayed that night.
Yeah.
Brother. What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah. So, yeah, no shortage of bad, disappointing sex in my past. You know what I mean? But I've had more good than bad. But one bad that comes to mind is I'm sitting at a local bar. It's like a rainy fall night, just having a couple drinks by myself on my phone, catching up on my like little to-do list and everything like that. The bar is empty. It's like a big square bar, and you got two girls sitting around the corner from the bar. We're exchanging glances and like, you know, little giggles here and there or whatever. So I walk around the bar, a little small talk. We have a shot of like tequila. You know, fast forward, they're from out of town. They're from like, I don't know, somewhere in the Poconos or Pittsburgh or somewhere like, you know, outside the city. Come to find out, the one girl is in town for a surgery on her arm. Her arm's kind of sitting like a little like limp kind of. So we're talking about that and how Philadelphia has amazing medical facilities and blah, blah, blah.
He was already there.
You know, let them know about the town that they're in and everything like that. They're not very familiar. Then come to find out they're lesbians or at least, you know, bisexual. A couple more shots later, they're telling me how they're on Adderall and they're up and they're looking for something to do. And it's a rainy night, just empty bar. So my house is around the corner. By this time we're lit. We go around to my house. It's again pouring rain. We're now all in my bed. And you know, it was a lot of between them and not so much me, to say the least. You know, I was kind of on the outskirts. I would try to get my hand in, the one girl would slap my hand away, because like there was like the one girl that wore the pants in the relationship, and the other girl that was kind of more with it. You know, yeah, beautiful girls too, fit, tattooed. You know, just like really had it going on. But the one girl wasn't. They were just all over each other. And I'm just sitting there like this, and they're up for hours. You know, it was a long night.
So you just
but I got some play, but it was awkward because when I was getting my action, the other girl's looking at me with the dirtiest look, like I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing and everything like that. So she's snatching her back away, this and that. Like,
you should have gave the other one some attention.
I tried, but she
was aggressive, or was she like maybe a little aggressive?
Just a little aggressive. Yeah. But
that's when you got to pay attention.
You know, but they finished. I finished on my own, and it was disappointing as hell. It was
a comfortable decision.
I would just finish on my own and watch.
Right.
What would you do different? Like, what would you do different next time? Say, what's nothing you can do different?
Yeah, I guess I could put more work in on like the one that was a little more standoffish from the beginning. Let her get her guard down a little bit more. But yeah, it started out as what might have been like the best, but at the end it turned into me hitting an Uber for them to go back to like the train station.
I wouldn't have let him finish.
Yeah.
I'd stop in the middle, like, no, look, if I can't get in, y'all got to go. You're not going to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, she look nervous. That's relax.
I'm trying.
I like your hair.
Thank you. So for me, I feel like I am not the easiest woman to please. I feel like I need to have a connection with you, and if I don't develop that connection, it's not going to work. Like, my girl is not going to like be receptive to him, right? So I have two poor experiences that I can recall off the top of my head, and that was both with someone who was really small and someone who was really big. So when it came down to the one who was really small, when I originally, me and him, he was my boyfriend, but before we had sex, you know, I just thought he was just really nice and sweet. Like, you know, when he was close to me, I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh, you don't even like get that excited, okay? So I wasn't aware of his, you know, his difficulty down there or whatever. And I know people like laugh. It is definitely not the size. However, in this particular situation, it was. When we had sex, it was just like, I really didn't feel anything, and that's because that's how small he was. And then when it came to dealing with someone who was really large, the problem with that was when he was really erected, it felt like when you go to the GYN and you get that clamping, like, and it's just really stiff, and it's like, yo, this shit hurt. Like, get out of me, please. I can't even move. Like, it's just like, all right, we're just gonna wait a second. I'm gonna just be a dead fish for a second, just so that way you can soften up, so we can like actually do this or whatever, because I can't engage in it. So for me, that's pretty much that, because
Did you let the whole thing go through, or did you stop it?
no, I just lay there and let it go through. I mean, I enjoy sex.
Right.
So it isn't about me being pleased. I enjoy pleasing others.
Okay.
So that gets me. I be like, oh, I did my job.
That's how I was going to
Right.
piggyback off of what he said earlier. But the guy came fast. I actually take that as a compliment. Like that's just me though.
But that's not.
It doesn't mean that I was doing my thing,
Okay.
but it makes me feel as though my pussy is so good that he
Gotcha.
busts so fast, or it's so tight, or it's just so juicy, or I would look so good that it was a build up. That's just my interpretation. One of the things, because I'm going to just, since I have the floor, one of the things that lead me to what makes sex good, or what's like my best sex experiences, are things where I felt like I won. Like we always talk about, when we talk about sex, we talk about who won. Because it's a competition between he and I. And so that's why when we go out and bring other people in, it's now a competition between he and I on that person. So we work as a team to please that person. And so my best experience with sex, first of all, I totally understand what you said about being emotionally connected, because it wasn't until I met this guy that I really understood what sex was, what it meant, and that I could enjoy it too. Oh, good night.
Thank you, baby.
Well, it's true. I just thought that sex was just a kind of a thing to please the gentleman. It really wasn't about me. Like, I didn't know that I could actually climax or bust or come from penetration or from a man, because that had never happened to me until I met my husband. I just didn't know. Oh, good night. Anyway, but one of my best experiences would be, I always have a goal of having the person bust within the first 3 minutes if I'm going down on them first. So if I go down on you, if you don't bust within the first 3 minutes, then we have to have sex. Like it's going to keep going. Yeah. But my ultimate goal is to just be done before we even have to get to that point. That's the goal. So I go down for 3 minutes and they bust. And I feel so good. I feel so empowered as a woman. I just felt like, yes. And then you know how a man is after they bust. They're so dramatic and they can't really move and they're kind of just like.
It's a seizure.
And it was one of those moments, and it was funny because you just, I toweled them down, wipe them off, cover them up, kiss them on the forehead, and go. I did my job, and I just felt like a boss all day, like, yeah. But then that just becomes the norm. Right. It becomes the norm with anybody that I have sex with. That's the goal. I go in, I go down, I'm doing my like this, I'm going under, open, up and down, all of that. You don't bust out, all right, cool. But you there, we're going to have sex for 2 more minutes. Mm-hmm. It's over, 5 minutes. I love quickies.
Okay.
If you haven't noticed, I love quickies. That's my thing. I get off on quickies. If it goes too long, I am no longer interested. Mm-hmm. I just become this mat kind of.
That's an insult. And I think, like I'm here from your standpoint, but I think like in the LGBT community, especially with gay black men, it's like if you're dealing with somebody and you nut just like that, it's a straight up turn off.
Right.
I don't want to bother with you. You wasted my time. I done, freshen up, shower, did what I had to do to prepare to come over and do whatever. And you come over and I'm waiting and you done in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I mean, I'm done with you. No, I don't want to lay here cuddle with you. No, I don't want to suck your nipples. I don't want to play with your balls. I don't want to do nothing to get you aroused. It's not selfish because you wasted my time. Especially when
it is selfish.
But when you hype yourself up and sit up here and say, I can do this, I can go all this round, but you don't deliver what you're saying. It's like I could have did something else. I could have, had a glass of wine. I could have chilled on my couch by myself and chilled. But you hyping yourself up for no reason. Now, I can go for a quickie. I had a quickie before I got here this morning. I just needed it. I just needed it. I had a whole eventful day yesterday. I was tired. I needed to wind down, and I needed that. Right. A little pick me up, a little V8. Before I really did. But I can't don't hype yourself up if you're not going to deliver. You know what you give.
So is the issue that they came fast, or that they was hyping themselves up, then came fast?
I mean,
like,
it's
what if they
both.
was humble and just? And
I mean, my
just,
whole thing is
they
if
humbled
you
and
straight up
came.
say, look, yo, I mean, I'm trying to get it in. Look, I'm not. I may not be able to, last. I'm not a long-winded person. I mean, I'm gonna hit it, whatever. I mean, at least you let me know. But don't hype yourself up.
So that's what I mean. So it's all about the conversation before then. Okay.
Would you give them another chance?
It all depends on the chemistry. I mean, I'm a Leo, so I mean, I'm a straight up Leo. I'm aggressive, so I'm going for it. So my whole thing is that if I kind of find sympathy in you and I feel a little kind of, I'm like, I'm gonna give this person a little chance. Maybe I could direct you, but I shouldn't have to direct you every time. You're a grown behind man.
Some people first round is the fast, and then after that, y'all go for the long run.
Like,
so I mean, it's
and
like
I
a
learned
that first light,
So
then
you gotta
after
take your
that,
time.
you never
gotta
know.
slow down. You gotta breathe. Inhale, exhale.
However, so we're talking about how fast someone ejaculates or comes or whatever, right? I don't like having sex for a very long time. I want to get off and I don't, come on, having sex for hours, that hurt.
Okay, so maybe that hurts with men. So I sleep with women, and I'm just like, this is great. This is
That's so different.
This is different. It's
so
right. So it's a situation where it's just different, right? Because like the idea is like, yeah, theoretically, like if you have this person just like pounding into you, yeah, after about like 30 minutes, it's just like, okay.
Well, you don't keep on pounding. It's like if you have you gotta have your mind ready and wrapped around. It's like it's like you get it in. All right, you going, then you may come out, you play, do a little stuff, and you keep on. I just don't be sitting there just doing this, cause I'm gonna get bored within an hour. Like you just keep on pounding, and I'll be like, all right, look, yo, stop. Right. But the best feeling for me and the man is like if I'm being penetrated, and my whole thing is that if I ejaculate, without touching myself, that is the best. I mean, you get a gold star, you get a medal, you get an Oscar, because I don't have to, do nothing to. I mean, it's just happened.
That is fantastic,
and it's freaking amazing. But like, if you got to go 3 hours and you ain't getting off and I ain't getting off, I'll be like, yo, bro, stop.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Like,
3
no, we talking about just rolling.
After orgasms.
Well, and that's the difference between men and women, right? Like men, y'all die a little bit after y'all come. Like women,
oh my God,
we ain't gotta worry about that. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, who's the goal for 3? Listen,
I don't even want to be touched.
Women they can go for hours. And women can go for hours.
I want to get what you're saying.
It was crazy. It's crazy because you be like, what is the point? Like, is it because you can't? Or you really got to do this for 3 hours?
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm sure your torso hurts, your back, all that, because you thrusting a lot. And for me, since I'm on the scene now, so I might just talk about my great experiences.
Let's back away from this.
So, my great experiences with a woman that is a competition that's not just looking to get pleased. Because I'm a pleaser. I like to impress. But once you impress so much, you want somebody who's gonna give you a challenge. And get me there and I'll finish you off. Or really it's about personality, because you got some that act as if they're aggressive and you want to be more aggressive with. And you got some that's a little timid that you know that you're gonna have to pull them out their shell. So you want them to understand that this is a comfortable thing. You can take control and then let go for a little bit, So the woman that I was with, I won't name no names, but she started off with actually approaching me and in a sexual act where she was doing most of the work in the beginning, where I wasn't used to it at all. Because from before, they laid there or they, did what I did. I told them to flip, they flip, I flip them around, I turn them around. There never was a case where I feel my leg getting pushed this way or I'm getting my leg this way. It was more of I was in control. So dealing with somebody that can start it off where I'm not out of cardio in the first 30 minutes. I'm not in the cardio in the first 45 minutes. Now I can start. Now I can end it, and we can have maybe an hour and a half of sex. But really, you're not putting that much work in. As far as the thrust continuously one way, sex is not one position. If you really know what you're doing, then you can make it fun.
So tell us about your best experience. What happened?
Well, it was like she was very aggressive, and it was surprising because she seemed like a timid person. And when the sex came about, it's like a spirit came over her, And when the spirit came over her, she became aggressive where she was on top of me. She riding me, she looking at me. And she looking at me with the eyes like this. And I'm like, oh.
This the girl from Don't Be a Menace. I'll sit you out.
Yo, so she looking, I'm like, okay, cool. And she start like going like her hips, she rolling her hips on me, and I'm my head hitting the headboard. And I'm like, okay, cool. This feels amazing. I'm like actually enjoying this. So I know that, and boom, 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 she busts on top of me. So when she busts, I was like, but I still feel like I got violated, like it was good in it. But we can't have this conversation afterwards unless I take control now. So that's when I took control, and because I had to get back, I put more effort into satisfying her. Now, if she was just a girl that was just on for the go, I would have got her a little 10, 20 minutes because I'm as invested into the sex as you are. I need to know that you really want it, you know? It can't be something that's I'm just doing it for my own personal. I want to know that you as impressed with me as I am with you.
Do you know that actually has a name or like a classification that's called something? We found it recently on porn. It's called Amazon.
Amazon.
Wait.
Hold on, what?
Well, that's a whole. Amazon is like a whole nother ball game.
Well, hold on. Are we talking about something sexual, or we talking about
It's a position. It's a position. That's a whole nother ball game. But it's basically where the woman is basically in control, where your legs is Lamborghini style is what I call when your legs up in the air, Lamborghini. But it's right here, and she's like,
I got you.
Pound me, but yeah. So that's the Amazon position. But basically, we didn't do the Amazon position, but it's basically like I was in an Amazon situation. Like I'm like, whoa, I'm getting like kind of, but I'm cool with it. This is all right. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm getting my legs moving around. My legs getting spread. Okay, cool. Now I gotta finish it off because if it was just in 30 minutes, then it'd been looking like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, what's up?
You'd have been embarrassed.
I would have been feel like my masculinity was taken. I don't want my masculinity taken. So that's why I feel like when you got competition in it, when it's me and you, let's help me help you help us. We both want to bust. I want you to bust as much as you want to bust, but I also want it too. I don't want you to bust and then go to sleep. Now I gotta whack off. You know what I mean? And you mad because I whacked off. You know what I mean? That's not you want to make sure that everyone is enjoying their time.
I'm only mad if you whack off and you don't tell me. Like you don't ask for sex. I'm gonna say no, but ask me.
Well, hello.
Just saying. Anyway, you know us have the best experience.
We can't wait till y'all leave to do that. Y'all at the house, like everybody all comfortable. You got the towels down and shit.
Give me the courteous to tell you to say no. Like maybe that might have been the night that I said yes.
Yeah.
I might have been horny that night. You could have just said, "What's up? You down?"
Sometimes,
Sometimes it's better for you.
I just don't like rejection some nights. I'm just look at this as rejection. The last night that you said no, this is me saying no.
Whatever. Who else wants to talk about their best experience? And why was it best?
Yeah, I mean, like the best experiences for me, like it's the difference between like drunk sex and like one night stand sex and like casual sex. Like lust sex is different than love sex. Mm-hmm. So when I think of the best sex experiences, it's been like in places like abroad with somebody you care about. You set the ambiance right. You take your time all day knowing what's coming like at the end, whether it be like doing like little activities or theater and dinner and like, I'm thinking New York City specifically, like overlooking Central Park and the Grand Meridian and whatnot. So yeah, like I try to tell like my young guys to take your time, do it right, plan it out. You can make it duplicatable so you can do this year after year, I'm just saying. But then when it gets time when you're back at the hotel room and you have like a big marble bathroom with the shower and you take your time to shower in the bed and she's got like 1-0 under her belt before you even penetrate, just do everything the right way. Take it slow, and that way, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
Everybody's happy.
Every best sex I ever had, I created.
Yeah.
I like to create scenes,
yeah.
but I like to create like small movie, porn scenes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like the foreplay, man. I think the foreplay of everything is the best. So like, for example, I had a time when we went out and like you can get them little toys that get stuck in girls all day long, and then you got a remote control, so you never know. Like you out to eat and you might be having a conversation about something funny and you hit the button and then you can watch them all transform, and then you line everything up at the room. I mean, see, I'll go in there, put the flowers around and candles and stuff, but then I'll put the toys in different places. Like I know I'm gonna move over here to the couch, so I'm gonna put this right here, so this way I don't have to be fumbling looking for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's pretty much just to create that scene. So if it's raining, I'm definitely gonna Airbnb something with a balcony, like it's already in my head, and I'm gonna create that. We're gonna have sex in the rain, anything that's real like that. And
You put a lot of thought into it. I haven't think that far into it. You really
He like, oh, it's gonna be 65 degrees.
like it's gonna go here.
It's gonna be a little moist tonight, so I'm gonna just,
We gonna go out.
You sound like a control freak a little bit though.
kind of like, you know, like 50 Shades of Grey. I feel like he stole all my stuff.
Yeah.
So,
That's
like, that's my
fantastic.
type, so.
I mean, I haven't experienced my best sex yet. I don't.
Oh dang.
I mean, I haven't. I mean, I would like. What do you consider the best sex of your life? I mean,
That
like,
moment, when that emotion.
I mean, I had a whole bunch of moments.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
always having
that
good
breaks-
sex.
I mean, I can't pinpoint which one is the best. I mean,
Well, the
Six
best
comes
type.
out first.
Best type. Best
Best type
event.
of
Like
sex.
best
What do
type.
you
Well, you
want?
already explained it. You said
Like-
you
So
ain't gotta
because
touch
we
it.
want
So
to talk about fantasy, so just talk about like what exactly it is.
but
that you
I
want.
fulfilled my fantasy, and
Say, I can't wait till we get to
That's
that.
yo, are we
Please
on that
share,
now?
please
I mean,
share.
I fulfilled my
Might as
fantasy.
well. Let's
I
talk about
mean,
it. We can come back around.
Okay.
Go ahead.
my fantasy
I'm ready.
was.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, how do you say this? I actually went on a show, a national talk show, and I actually talked about this with Wendy Williams.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I was in a club, and one of my best friends, her husband was in the club.
Oh, okay.
So I never knew he were gay, and it was a gay club. And I'm sitting here, you know, I'm like, oh, so I'm all like dipping, you know, just not trying to be seen. So I called her, and I was like, yo, I think, you know, your husband's in a club. She was like, what club he at? And I was like, I told her what club he was at.
Yeah.
So she was like, is that a gay club or a straight club? I said, yo, this is a gay club, girl. I said, you need to wake up. So she was like, Kenny, he's not in the club. I was like, so I took my phone out, took a picture, sent it to her. So she's like, all right, whatever. So, I mean, she didn't want to believe it. So I go on Wendy Williams, and I actually put this story up on Hot Topic. I say, yo, I'm in a club, you know, I see my best friend's husband. He got about X, Y, and Z kids. And, you know, should I tell my best friend that, you know, I seen her husband in a club? So Wendy was like, well, she was like kind of like stuck. Right. So she was like, well, you know, a lot of men are on the deal and they being deceptive and stuff like that. They don't want to tell. So I was like, look, what should I do? So Wendy was like, you shouldn't tell him. Tell her. So I was like, look, I'm going to tell her. Because this is my best friend for all these years. Right. All right, so I told her. So she actually watched the show because, you know, the show is live. Watched the show, so she still couldn't believe it. So I did something and I regret to the day, but it was the best.
Bad mistakes and bad
I
mistakes are
slid.
always
No, I
the
mean,
best.
I had, you know, we all got each other's number, and then I started texting him, and I told her, you know, I wanted to see what you was about, what you was in a gay club for, you know, are you curious or whatever the case may be. Now, my whole thing is, he was like, yo, between me and you, you know, we, it's like he never had sex with a guy before. So I was like, look, if we can keep this on the low, like, I'm not going to say nothing, not going to act nothing, you know, not going to act different, and nothing around none of y'all, you know, whatever. I think cheating, sneaky sex was like the best
It's
sex.
always the best
And
sex.
I mean, it's like, yo, I mean, it's like this dude took me somewhere. I don't know what he thought I was a girl, but like took me somewhere else that I never been sexually. Okay. I mean, I kind of see it was the best sex, but it was like the cheating, sneaky sex. It's like that.
Like,
Yeah, it's like you think you're gonna get caught, but you're not gonna get caught. And it's like, yo, you slept with your like one of your good friends' husband on a low type stuff, and I was like, yo. So I'm sitting up in my mom was like, shit, like what the hell's gonna happen on Thanksgiving when I come? I mean, that was my quickie this morning before I got here. So I mean, I just like it gotta be fun.
But was it more for the fact that you felt that she was denying and you had to prove it, or was that the motivation behind it, or was it something else?
It wasn't that, but my thing is, I believe that some women are in denial that their husbands or their boyfriends may not be down with the get down. Right. And I mean, I'm not saying that all men are, but some
How does that
men
make you feel when they deny that though?
I be like, really? It's like we having a whole conversation. Like, I be like, girl, really? Like really,
Like,
seriously,
like,
really.
is this, you against it? Like, is it that bad? You know, is it
Like
bad
what
at
they
all?
are?
I'm saying, is it to them, for them to be in denial about it? Like, why just be honest about it? If you see it, if you send pictures, just be, that's
But
your
some
friend.
people don't want to accept the fact that their husband or their boyfriends or whatever may go the other way or may have a fantasy that they are scared to tell their girlfriend because their girlfriends may not be receptive to the fact that, oh, my husband want to bring in a third party. And I'm listening to you guys, it's like, sex is like kind of corny when it's just like, okay, we doing the same old thing.
Yeah.
Let's spruce it up. He bringing the toys and stuff in, and my thing is you being a prude. So like my whole thing is that what you're not giving at home, somebody else out in the streets going to do it, and they're going to do it 10 times better. And my thing is when you go home and try to introduce it to your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, they're going to be like, well, hold up, where you learn this stuff from? Like, I ain't doing, I don't touch my hair, I don't touch my arm. Oh no, that hurts. Then you get to the point like, you know what, look, itch, you boring. Like I'm tired of you, like whatever like that. You gotta spruce it up, like introduce. I'm not saying threesomes and stuff like this for everybody, but introduce some type of fantasy into the relationship so like that bring.
And it's funny because what you said about being sneaky and it being a secret and that being the high is literally the premise of what got us to where we are right now in our sex life. Because I hate labels and I hate putting a label on something, but if we were to describe our relationship, we would have to fall into the polyamorous category. Now, what that means is I am like, oh my God, completely and utterly turned on by the idea or the thought or even the visual or the audio of him having sex with somebody else. I don't even have to be around. I don't have to be around, but I do want to have like you gotta send me a video, can I have some audio, or you gotta tell me like a scripted detailed story. Like I have to have all of the, the details, but that's my high. That's my sexual high. That's how I know that I'm going to come to a completion every time, if that happens. And so that's where we got with that. That right there, sneaky sex. Woo.
Hello, how you doing, lady?
That's time.
Hi. So where we going? Best experience?
Best. What you do?
So again, for me, I feel like there's so much more that I haven't conquered yet. So I can't say that I've had my best. I have had really great sex that it's like, it was phenomenal. But now thinking about it after you guys were like conversing, I think it was more so scenery wise. Like I've had sex on the balcony, had sex in a car where cars was driving, and having sex with people you shouldn't have sex with because your boyfriend's a jerk. So you're like, yeah, what would piss him off is having sex with this person. Yeah. What else? Having sex like on like the 16th floor out the window in like a law office.
But this is my question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had sex with a woman? Or would you?
So, not really. I've never actually had sex with a woman. I've been proposed with the idea, and me and that person just haven't found that person to do it with. I think I'm a little timid because I don't know if I want to do that. And if I do that, it's like, it would have to be really hush-hush for me. It's not something that I'm like, I can't wait to have sex with a woman. And that's just me because I never really, I've had a woman go down on me because I was in participation with something else. And I was really drunk, so I don't know if it was good. I think it was just the idea. Yeah, so if I don't really, it was like, yeah. So, yeah, never had experience with a girl. And I don't look at women and be like, oh my God, I would, no, that's not my thing.
Including Rihanna? I was going to
Huh?
say that. Like, I was going to say Rihanna.
Because, like, pick Rihanna, I feel like everyone's looking at the Kinsey scale like, it don't matter, it don't apply no more. Like, everybody wants thick Rihanna. Just asking.
She's a beautiful woman. I think I would just enjoy watching her. I don't think I would enjoy touching her. And that's, I probably want to be like a peep inside. I'm like, oh, that looks good.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna front. I would want Rihanna.
You gotta think about it for a sec. Everybody wants thick Rihanna. Everyone wants her. It's just
no, she just something about her.
Right?
It's just like it's like when you I don't know. She just give you this. She got this swag about her and this sex appeal about her. I bet she's freaking amazing in bed.
Yep.
So what if she's
Yeah.
not?
That's why
You're so
Sex with her
excited.
is amazing.
I don't
That's
even
because
wanna
she's
think
an
about it. I
islander,
just wanna
though.
hope so.
Right.
Yo,
You
the
hope.
island girls,
I
man.
found out she
But the
wasn't, it was
idea
so
is
disappointing.
great.
The idea
So
is
why do you want to
fantastic.
ruin it by
I don't
touching
want
it?
I don't want to know.
I
That's
mean,
why I wouldn't. If Rihanna, like, that's the one woman I look at and I just instantly get wet. Like, I'm just horny because she just something about her, like you said, like the swag and everything that like she embodies just turns me on. I don't want to know if she's good at sex or not. I don't want her to go down on me. I don't want to know because I'm too. The fantasy to me is too rich. I want to keep that.
Right.
I don't want to ruin that. Even there's this guy I had a crush on since the 8th grade. I'm almost 30 years old. But when I see this guy in public, it's like, it's just like this little childish crush still. I don't want to get rid of that, though. I like that. I want to harness that. I want to hold on to that. Now, imagine if he came to me, you trying to smash, you want to... Never. That could never happen. I'm just more so with the fantasy. So that is what I have about Rihanna. Like, I feel that way. But back to you, what about yourself? Like, do you look in the mirror and get turned on by yourself?
I've masturbated in the mirror several times.
To yourself?
To myself.
That
yes.
we found out recently over this past weekend that that's called an autosexual. Did you guys know that?
So what does that mean?
It just means that you have the power to be turned on by yourself.
Okay.
Yourself, you can look in the mirror and you can get wet by looking at yourself.
Do you have to look in the mirror? Can you just go for it?
You can just
No, it's something
think
about the
about
mirror,
yourself.
like you looking back at you, that turns you on. Well, at least
turns
me.
me on.
Interesting.
God is good. God is great.
Gotta do it in front of a mirror.
Yeah, it's that one away.
The best sex that I'll say that it's probably the best sex to date. I'll put it that way. Was with my current is with my current girlfriend. Like, and there's something about her. Like, she's always very. She pays attention, right? She pays attention, and like she just knows how to like go through the steps to like get me turned on. Like, just very slow, very diligent, but also like she's very I don't know, like she's also like very to the point, right? She's very matter of fact in all of the movements that she does and like all of the things that she does. And like there have been times where it's like, okay, like she's got to get ready and go to work. Like, I got to get ready because I got a client call, you know, and it's like, okay, I got 10 minutes and she can make me come like 5 times in that 10 minutes. And it's just like, now I got to talk to people on the phone.
Don't let her out.
Like, I'm like, now I got to talk to people on the... I thought that it was a lie, and she was like, yeah, she was like, it actually wasn't the full 10 minutes. She was like, it was 8. She was like, I had to get up and brush my teeth. She was like, I forgot I also got to braid my hair.
Does
so,
she
yeah.
conduct classes?
I told her that. I was like, you might want to like start like giving classes, because like it doesn't feel, because I know like what that sounds like it's like she does this, then she does this, then she does this, then she does this, but it doesn't feel like she's going through like steps or what have you. Like, it's really sort of like she's having this conversation with my body and then like responding to it likewise, and I'm just like, yeah, like, and I'm just like, now my legs don't work good.
But that's what I was gonna say. So do you think it's more so the mental that makes it so much more easy?
I don't know if it's necessarily the mental. Like, I mean, like, we have a we obviously have a connection or whatever, but also like it like she's also very sexy to me, right? And she's very like giving. Like, for her, like, it's, I'm going to take care of you until you literally tell me to stop. And then like we can switch or whatever. And like her aftercare is amazing. So like all of those things, like as a culmination of the experience, like make it that much better, you know? And to me, like, she's head, shoulders, arms, like she's a whole body ahead of anybody else that's come before her, right? So at this point, like, I'm like, if it gets any better in the next 3 months, like, I might just be married, because I'm like, I gotta lock this here down. Like, I gotta lock it down, you know?
Lock it down.
Because, and also, like, she's had a conversation about, like, polyamory. She's like, you know, like, you want to see what else there is out there? Like, let's talk to some other people. So there's also an openness and sort of, we both practice, like, just radical honesty with each other, where we're like, listen, if you don't like this thing, like, please tell me you don't like this thing, because I don't want to talk about it 3 weeks from now. I don't want to talk about it 3 months from now of you being like, remember that one thing? No, I don't remember that thing. Like, tell me about it right then and there when it happens, and we can squash that. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
like, we even bring that into sex. Like, tell me what your fantasy is. Tell me what you're looking for. Like, tell me what you experienced, or tell me what you have experienced that's been bad that you don't ever want to experience again. Tell me what you might want to experience again because you don't think that person did it right before. Talk about all of those things and sort of bring them all forward. And that's sort of where I'm at right now. And I think what is most attractive to me above all else is just the heightened level of communication between the two of us. Like, I think we talk about those things, but I think that that's the imperative. And I think that that's what inherently makes our sex really great, is that we have conversations about sex, not when we're like about to jump into it, but like, I'm making a grilled cheese, I'm making her a grilled cheese, and we talk about sex. Like, and it's like super like easy and like just bringing those things forward.
Cheese and
Grilled
sex.
cheese, yeah, exactly. Grilled cheese and sex. You
Did
know?
sex
Restaurant.
get better with time, or was it as great as it was then as it is now?
It's consistently been great.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, like it's just
Then
consistently.
she's just great at what she does then.
So
She's
she
great
should teach
at-
classes.
like
She need
pussy
classes.
assassin.
She's
Yeah.
actually going to make an appearance in my fantasy when I tell my fantasy story.
There you go.
You need an
Yeah.
image.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So are you okay with sharing that? Because I'm real possessive. I'm not sharing.
Sure.
So how do you feel? Because I mean, she brought up the idea of, hey, let's bring other people on.
Mind your business, Josh.
But I'm not with that.
I mean, I think it.
With
all
someone I
depends.
care about. at least.
Sure. I think it also all depends on the person, right? Like, I mean, I think the two of you can attest to, if you both have chemistry with that person, then it's just kind of like, oh yeah, like, nah, like, I want to see what, I want to see what the fuck is going to happen.
Right.
But if it's just some, like, random, like, if it's Rihanna, like, we're both like, yes, absolutely, like, let's see
And
this,
to
right?
piggyback off of that, earlier you said you have lust sex and you have love sex.
Right.
I only have love sex with him.
Right.
Okay.
There's a big difference. I can have sex with a million other dudes.
Right.
It just.
Well,
it-
do you
it's
lust
weird.
for your husband?
Same.
Huh?
Do you lust for your husband?
Oh my god. That was silly.
But you.
I like these. Look at this.
So, you said that you don't like sharing. Why don't you like sharing?
I mean, I'm possessive. I don't like the idea of my partner being with someone else.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that makes me insecure.
No.
You know what? I think it might make me feel, or it does make me feel insecure. What if that person is better?
I was
than
going to
me?
say that. Is it because maybe you think they might be better?
So,
Because
and
I
if
wouldn't
they're-
know.
And if they are better, you think that it
Do you
would
think-
change the relationship?
I have no idea, and I don't want to risk it. So that's why I'm possessive.
Okay.
It's funny because with him, so I guess I'm cocky. I just know that nobody can do to him what I can do to him, but only because I know his body. We've been having sex for consecutive almost 11 years. I know what he likes. I know where to go. I know how to. Is it 11 years? It is a long time. But I just know where to go. I know, what angle to approach the situation to the amount of time that we're going to do it for. Like, I know everything about him, and so it's like that thought process never comes across. But if he does happen to have sex with someone who just blows your mind, way better than me, he will tell me that.
Yeah, it's because
He will tell me that, this is what I experienced, this is what she did. Let's try it.
Right.
And now I know how to do it.
Exactly.
Right.
So now I can add that to my repertoire. So now when I'm having sex with him, I'm adding this move that I learned from this other chick that he enjoyed.
Right.
And now I'm implementing that when I'm doing it to him.
And I think that's because he's great
He's-
at communicating
Right.
with you.
That's the
But not only just that, that's why I asked it, because sometimes if someone's better, that they think that they lose that partner.
Right.
And from me and her, we have a bond that's more than sex. It's a mental bond. Mentally, like spiritually, more than, when you notice that it's not just sex that's holds you to another level than another man or woman, that's when you're able to share, because it's more of a, even if the dude had better sex, then it's a certain vibe that you can't get with me that you can't give with nobody else.
To this day, he still encourages me to have sex with someone
Because
else because it might be different.
And I know that I have more of experience than she did, so I'm telling her stories about the whatever, and she got her, it's like, man, you really didn't experience life. To me, and for me to love you,
a late bloomer.
you're a late bloomer. So if you don't experience life as much as I experience life, then I feel like we got to make sure that you experience life, and that's how I feel. And I know that mentally that I got a bond, a vibration that's in connection. We in sync with each other. When you're in sync, when your neurons marry each other, that doesn't break unless you let it break from not communicating. So when you don't communicate, why? Or, because if you got a problem with someone doing better than you, then you got to ask the question, why? Why you think that'll break us up? That wouldn't. And if you probably need that to have that security to know, to even have the seed planted in your head. Because right now they're just all, as soon as it go good, he's out. So I don't want it at all. So that's a part of communication.
He's so wise.
All right.
Oh wait, fantasies. Okay, so I'll talk my fantasy. First of all, I took 3 classes. So this young lady took 3 classes, and she taught me how to eat pussy really good. She made it my fantasy. So after that, this is my fantasy. So I'm at a club, a nightclub. I'm at Onyx. Club Onyx, which is a strip club in Philadelphia. So I'm at Club Onyx, and this is a fantasy. I'm telling you a fantasy. This didn't actually happen. So I'm at Club Onyx, and there's a beautiful young lady across the way. Not a stripper though. She's just there with her girlfriends. It's a bachelorette party. Yeah, it's a bachelorette party. And she's there. She's there with a bunch of other young ladies, and we're making eye contact from across the club. I'm there with like 2 of my friends, and she goes to the restroom, and then I go to the restroom behind her, and then we go into the stall, and then I go down on her. I lift up her skirt. She got on a dress that kind of comes down to here, so I can kind of move it to the side, so I can lick on her nipples a little bit. And then I hike up her skirt a little bit, and I rub my hands from down her back across her butt. And I'm like holding her like upper thigh, like right under her butt. And then I'm kissing her neck, and I'm going down, and I whoop, with a little nipple here, a little nipple there, go down. And then I go down, like I'm, like, you know, what's it, crouched, I guess?
Crouched,
That's the
yeah.
word.
I see
I'm
you
crouched, and she's in front of me, and I'm eating her out, and she's enjoying it. And she got one leg up on the toilet, and I'm eating her out, and then we